Hello students, welcome everyone. I really apologize, for last few days we could not interact due to some technical issues, but I'm really very happy to see you all again. And I'm sure you must have, read the lesson again and again, Nelson Mandela, long walk to freedom. I think the time we have taken for this lesson, you must have read in that time the thorough autobiography by Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. So we are not, I think, just reading and studying the lesson, but going through all the lessons and the chapters from his autobiography, that is Long Walk to Freedom. So I hope you are all fine and must be enjoying your study, being at home with school at home. That's fine. Let's come to the point. It is the first part I think we are done with from unit number 2, Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. And his full name is Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. So we know about the apartheid, the political system. I'm sure you will not lose a single mark as far as this lesson is concerned. We have repeatedly learning it. You know about 10th May. Why was it called as an autumn day in South Africa? How Nelson Mandela became the first president of South Africa, the first black president. Then we also, read the speech delivered by him on that occasion, that is known as the inauguration. All right. Then how the military forces from South Africa contributed, and he reminds later the incident, the bitter incident he calls it as Anglo-Boer War, and he says that he was not even born that time when this apartheid system was established in South Africa. He calls it as the bitter one. And what was it actually? In fact, it was just that the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned peoples of their own land. So what was it? It was the structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most human. We have discussed it. Why is it called the harsh? The first decade what happened, and in the last decade, from the 20th century, what happened. I would not like to repeat it again and again. Okay, so here he mentions about the last decade of the 20th century, and he says that his own eighth decade as a man and the system to be eradicated, how he worked along with his companions to overturn it forever by replacing it with one that is recognized for the rights and the freedoms of all peoples. I explained you why people has been used here as peoples, even if the word itself is in plural form. Okay, regardless of the color of their skin. Now let's come to the next para. Let's see what does it say. Before that, I would like to know if there are any queries, because I did not give you time this today to interact. So can we continue? Can we continue with this the next paragraph? Simply comment yes or no. Otherwise, if there is any issue as far as this topic Nelson Mandela is concerned, are you all able to comment? I can find here more persons there live. Hope you are able to access the session. Yes, very good. Now I am receiving all of your comments. I think there was network issue. So here the participants are Khicha Asnani Thirte. I would not read the first name. Some of you have put your parents' name. So Khicha Asnani Thirte Surana. Magician Whitey, who is he? Please change it to your real name. अच्छा, बनसोडे, सोनवणे, कडू, काटोरे, भुजबळ, फिरोदिया, खडतरे, पारगावकर, and if there are some more, I am unable to read here, but there are many more, I can say. So, what does this para say? Let's see. That they had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of people, people whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repaid. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. Here, wrought is, it is an old fashioned formal word which means done or achieved. Achieve or do. It means wrought. It is an old fashioned word. Sometimes, many of them are used like instead of saying you, we say thou, thy. You remember, especially Shakespeare has used such old-fashioned English words. So here he remembers those patriots who had, worked so much for the building of his nation, South Africa, and he wants to thank them, but he can't. You know why? Because they are no more. They have all passed away, and he finds himself as one of the persons of that line which was ended but again began with him. With whom? With Nelson Mandela. Because he contributed as they. But they all plants a tree and passes away. Then the next generation or his own generations will be able to pluck the fruits of the same tree that was planted by him or her many years ago. The same way here Nelson Mandela says the fruits. And so he says that those people should have been there to see what their sacrifices had wrought. Means their sacrifices, their efforts that they had put in for eradicating or rooting out this apartheid system that was established in the first decade of 20th century. And so he remembers them and finally says that not only himself, but there are thousands of people, you know, whom we cannot find, and their unimaginable sacrifices cannot be repaid nor be counted. That much effort and the sacrifices they have put in for the eradication of this apartheid system. All right, so let's move ahead for the next para. That is, the policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos and the Walter Sisulus, the Chief Luthulis, the Yusuf Dadus, and the Bram Fishers and the Robert Sobukways of our time, men of such extraordinary. You can see their pictures: Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Luthuli. You can check there on page number 20. So he remembers those thousands of people who contributed and sacrificed their lives for their nation, and he also calls himself as one of them. He says that the line of those noble people had ended, but again was begun with Nelson Mandela, he says. Okay? And he has given here some of the names of those great personalities in the history of South Africa. And who are they? Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Luthuli, and many more. But dear students, if you see and read the sentence carefully, you will find that their name begins with an article, the, and there is a star mark, and the note has been given at the bottom of the page, just beneath or below the photographs of the great personalities. What is it? These are some prominent names in the struggle against apartheid. Okay, but what is used there? The. So if you want to know the reason before putting the before proper nouns, because as far as grammar is concerned, you all know that we never put any article before any proper noun, isn't it? There are some exceptions, and here is one. So as you know, my name is Ganesh Pakre. Can I say the Ganesh Pakre? No. But when can I? You will come to know. So again, I'm going to read his sentence given here by Nelson Mandela. So what's it? He says, and that, that was that it produced the Oliver Tambo. So word is concentrate on this word produce. Produce the Oliver Tambo sentence. It is said Tambos plural. Here given below the photograph Walter Sisulu, but here in the sentence Sisulus plural, and also use an article. Students, it means that here the word produced refers generations, the people from the next generations who would be like them. For example, Sachin Tendulkar, no, Virat Kohli. They have been great persons, very famous in their games all over the world. But when I will refer another fellow, comparing him with Sachin Tendulkar, I would say the Sachin Tendulkar, or I can say if in more numbers, the Sachin Tendulkars. Getting it? If not, I will explain you in some another way. Do you remember, students, the differences between simile and metaphor? The figures of speech, simile and metaphor. So what is the difference? Both of them have comparisons, but one has comparison using the words as, like, comparison as. Example, he was a lion in the battle. Simile, no, it is metaphor. But if I say he fought like a lion in the battle, that is simile. So when I say Oliver Tambo, means I want this person only, Oliver Tambo, whom I'm referring to. But if I say the Oliver Tambos, means persons who can be similar in their work, in their sacrifices to Oliver Tambo, then I can refer to them as the Oliver Tambos. Understood it? Please confirm here in the comment box that we have understood why the has been used before the names of great people and they are given in plural. Tanay Surana, you say that you cannot change it. Okay, I will help you. You please remind me on my WhatsApp number how to change. I will guide you in this regard. Very good. So I'm getting here the responses from many students that they have understood why the article the has been used. All right. Tanay, you please contact me later. I will definitely help you in changing the name. Okay. That is another thing that if you don't want to change. Okay, very good. Now, many of you have mentioned that you have understood. Now, I want if there is anyone who has not understood, please comment here. Feel free to mention that you have not understood. You know that I have a number of examples with me so that I can explain in such a way that you can understand. I'm sure you have all understood, but let me confirm if there is anybody. No? Okay, let's move ahead. Thank you, students. Very good. So again, I will repeat this para. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country. How you know what is that? How is it was created and how it lasted, and you know how that uh, wound doesn't refer to here that we refer to an injury. No, you know what was that? Okay, how it troubled and brought complete injustice with the darkened skin, that is black people, you know well all. Okay, so I will not go much in depth of that. All of us will spend many years, definitely, you know, uh, when Hiroshima and Nagasaki were blasted with little boy and fat man bombs by America, they are still suffering, aren't they? It is a physical destruction caused by these, such blastings of bombs and all. But as far as this system is concerned, this is done by their own people. You know, for example, India was ruled by the British for almost 1.5 century. But aren't we facing, you know, problems because of their ruling? Yes, we had no rights. They were ruling. They were imposing different taxes as per their wish, and we can say literally looted our country and took away everything. As far as India is concerned, it was said, um, "सोने की पंछी, सोने की चिड़िया." In Marathi, it is said, "सोन्याचा धूर निघत होता इथे." In our country, in India. So that much of gold, that much of wealth we possessed. But do we have today? No. The most problem, the biggest problem in India, in Dr. Kalam's point of view, we are facing is poverty, isn't it? And if that much of poverty is there in India, how can we say that we are wealthy? No, we are not. We were, but these people, British people, looted us. You know, these are all external attacks, we can say. But as far as South Africa is concerned, it is internal attack. Even in India, casteism is an internal attack that we are facing. It is based on color, but in India, it is not based on colors. It has been, uh, differentiated, we can say, or divided into casteisms or religions. You are Hindu, you are Muslim, you are Jain, you are Christian, or in that also subparts. You are Maratha, you are Vanjari, you are Jain, so and so. Many more are there. Okay, so the same problem we are facing in some other way. You can now understand what problems or what does the word "und" refer to here. Okay, and what does he say that it took generations, many years. Here also the same thing happened in India. Okay, so but the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos. Let me give you the recent example. So in each of the problem, there is solution and something new that we can do. Before coronavirus, COVID-19, we had never thought of that. The teachers from our school will go live, and the school will be at your own home. We had just studied in class 9, the first lesson, the fun they had. But we had never thought of. But it came true. The crisis was of COVID-19. But it gave us number of opportunities. In each threat, there is also an opportunity. And here, that is the reason uh, Nelson Mandela says that crisis, the system of apartheid, produced the Oliver Tambos, the Altior Sissulus, the Chief Police, and the Yusuf Dadus, and the Bram Fishers, and the Robert Softwares of our time. So, didn't it produce? Didn't it encourage the generations to grow well, grow higher? Yes. Okay. He took it in a positive way also. He did not find everything negative. Let's come to back again that British people ruled over India. But they helped us growing. They, globalized India. Otherwise, earlier, India was not that much globalized. That it was globalized because of the rule of British apartheid system, which developed such personalities with courage, wisdom, and generosity that the like may never be known again. You know, like as far as India is concerned, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, and so many names are there. Lokmanya Tilak. If I list the names, there are hundreds of them. Who contributed and sacrificed their lives for our nation, and so we got the freedom, and we are so free now to live. And that is the reason here Nelson Mandela has mentioned some of the good qualities like courage, wisdom, generosity, and on the previous page, what was mentioned? Yeah, extraordinary. He has mentioned. Perhaps it requires such depths of operation to create such heights of character. And he says that it needs the operation. Means wherever there are problems, there only the inventions take place. In English, there is a proverb, necessity is the mother of invention. If there is need, then only we try to find something. But it should not happen like in Marathi it is said, "Tahan लागले की विहीर खोदायची." In the 11th hour, we should not get up and find the solution, but right from the beginning, when we are knowing that there is a problem, we should be ready to find the solution. Okay. And there is also another saying that is well known. टाकीचे घाव सोसल्याशिवाय देव पण मिळत नाही. That's what here Nelson Mandela wants to say in this sentence. What is it? Perhaps it requires such depths of operation to create such heights of character. Means घाव सोसल्याशिवाय दगडाला देव पण मिळत नाही. I hope you can all understand. All you stay enjoying. Is it fine? I think I don't need. Hmm? Good. Then he says, "My country minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil. But I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds." Yes, very good sentence, Mandela. He says that he knows and the people know that there are numbers of minerals lying beneath its soil in South Africa. All well famous, you must have studied in geography. But here, according to Nelson Mandela, the real wealth is not the diamond which is the most pure, means the purest, the most true, that is the truest, he wants to say, the finest diamond, that is so costly. Their own benefit cost for such diamonds. What are they? The people in South Africa, he calls human beings. They are the most resource that is useful, and of course most valuable wealth. The youth of India is a real wealth of our nation. If millions of minds, in Dr. Kalam's words, think and work on making India the developed nation, which force in the universe exists that can stop us? No force. And so here Nelson Mandela also says the same, that our people of our own nation are the real wealth of our country, nor the soil, nor the diamonds. There are many countries, they do not have any resource with them, but only the manpower is the basic source resource for them, by dint of which they come up with flying colors and they became the developed nation. Here Anil Kicha says, "Sir, video is suffering a lot." So there is, I think, network issue. Is it well now? Only 4 minutes are left. If you want dear students to continue, we can. Or if you have any other session, you may continue with that. All right now? Very good. Thank you. So we will wind up now with this para. You understood? Here Nelson Mandela wants to say that real wealth is our nation. And there is another good thought. You know, with if health if health is lost, something is lost. Is lost, everything is lost. And so the previous para. Now we will end with I think only few paras are left, one or two. Dear students, if you don't mind, can we finish with the session after the end of this lesson only? I think only two or three paragraphs are left. Let me confirm. Hope you all agree. Comrades, in the struggle, learn the meaning of courage. Time again have seen men and women